What's poppin', y'all? It's your boy Q made the beat. Ron Artest headquarters in the studio. We got the homie Powwow in the booth cooking up something right now.
Your studio is its own presence in Sacramento. I mean, it is the place in Sacramento. It's where people come when they're in town and they want to record.
I don't even advertise my studio. It's all word of mouth.
I don't think people know that outside looking in. When you see the results of what you've done, people don't understand the grind and the pain and what's gone into that.
I knew how to sing Vietnamese songs. You know, they would always come bother me to come out and sing for the uncles and the aunties, and I would sing all over the place, like baby showers, barbecues. They would take my hat off and pass it around and put money in it. So when I was done with these 2 songs, I would have money. And I'm like, I was always broke. I'm like, I like this feeling. I was stealing food stamps from my parents, you know, to go to Bonfire to buy food. You know, we're all chasing this dream of music. You know, I think we need a little more unity and try to collaborate more. When we're powerful and we're leaders in the community, if we get together, it helps us build value amongst each other.
You've got strength behind your eye, and that comes from...
It's crazy,
that
bro.
comes from
There's
seeing
nothing
stuff,
that
right?
I haven't seen or been through, man, besides death.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I've been at the lowest of low. So, you know, it ain't nothing that I can't go through.
I like that.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I've been abused. I've been homeless. I've been without a car. I've been taking rides, hitching rides from the friends, hopping in the trunk because there wasn't enough room.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't want to walk, and you know doing what I gotta do.
And look at you now, dude.
It's crazy.
I want to hear the story, but I want to paint a personal picture first, man. So,
Man,
yeah, tell me about your childhood. How many siblings? Where did you live? What was your household environment like? Social
Jesus.
life, school? Start with siblings. That was a lot.
siblings. I got 4 sisters and 2 younger brothers, and we're a very tight-knit family now. Back then, we used to fight all the time. We used to fight over food. We used to hide food from each other. You know, my parents used to get a set amount of food stamps, and they would go to Pack and Save, and they would buy like large, you know, big, you know, like a 24 pack of ice cream and, you know, a ravioli, but we would literally like hide stuff from
So
each
you
other.
guys were hungry.
We were
growing up.
hungry.
You
I mean,
didn't have
we
enough-
were fed,
Damn.
but we were hungry. We knew
Yeah.
that this stuff was going to be gone fast because there were a lot of us.
And then it wasn't going to be replenished until the next round of food stamps.
Yes. And the crazy thing is like we would hide stuff and we would pop out like a week later, like, look what I got.
You ready to barter?
Yes, we would barter. We would share clothes and shoes and things like that. And you know, and a lot of times the mouse, we had mouse infestation in our house.
Really?
And cockroaches. This was living in when we were living in West Pittsburgh. That's by Antioch. For those who don't know, it was 510 before it became Bay Point 925.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, this was back then a long time ago in the Bay Area. I live in Sac now, but
Yeah.
you know that's where I was born in Stockton. You know, we lived in Oakland, and then we went to West Pittsburgh. We lived in Oakland, right by off High Street, right next to my cousin's house. My auntie, who was, you know, my mom's older sister. Their family was doing a lot better than our family. They had businesses, and their house was very nice. You know,
So safer. Your
safer.
house wasn't safe.
I mean, my auntie's house. When we went over there, was a treat because they always had the newest PlayStation, or I mean Sega. When we had Nintendo still, you know, they were onto Sega, and they had the nice couches with the plastic still on it.
And most importantly, you felt safe.
Yeah, I felt safe for sure. But our house, we had plexiglass on our windows. You know what I'm saying? Like, This was in Oakland.
Yeah.
But you know, we never had any grass or any trees around our house, so it was always dry. Like,
What was it like in your house that wasn't safe? Are you comfortable talking about it?
The abuse. You know, physical, mental abuse. You know, I think, you know, everyone in our family endured that. You know,
From your mom or
from
dad?
my dad, and it would it would be both parents, but my mom was more mild. But you know, growing up, my parents were very traditional, and you know, I mean, I'm open to talk about this now because, you know, my parents and we have a really good relationship now, and
That's awesome to
you
hear.
know, I can talk about it now because, you know, I'm over it, but I didn't forget.
It's part of who you are.
Yeah. But yeah, I know my mom and dad, you know, were very strict. You know, we couldn't talk back to our parents. You know, especially my mom would just talk to us and, you know, try to discipline us, and we would talk back. my dad would come out the cut and really
Oh no.
put it on us like real bad, real bad, real bad. Like I wouldn't wish it on anybody or any small, young kids or
So a
anything.
lot more than just spanking.
Yeah, but years later, figured out that my dad had an addiction and it caused him to not be himself, And I learned to forgive him, because he wasn't in his right mind state, and he was dealing with a lot of kids. You know what I'm saying? I have 2 kids myself.
Damn, bro, that's such a wise, mature outlook. That's so beautiful. to
Yeah,
hear.
I mean, I love my dad. He's always been there for me, though.
Yeah.
Through all the abuse, he's always been there for me. I had baseball games. He would be there. I look over him. He's standing right there by the backboard.
So
He's
you can
always
still
been there.
count on him being there.
Yes, he's always been there for me. My parents are great parents. They raised a bunch of, wild kids, and we're all doing our own thing now.
A lot of kids.
Yeah, and we still come together every, and it's just like a big happy family. And I appreciate that the most. It's like a bittersweet feeling. But yeah, so it was rough growing up. I always felt like I missed out on a lot of things because my dad and my parents didn't allow us to leave the house very much.
Like for friend stuff?
For
or
friend
just
stuff,
for anything?
to even go to like Water World. My parents didn't have the money. I would have to secretly borrow money, like $20 to get into Water World, and I knew I didn't have it. I know I didn't ask my parents for the money. I knew I wasn't gonna ask, but my neighbors are coming knocking on my door days later, like, "Yo, your son borrowed $20, and we need that back."
No.
And I'm like,
Oh no.
now this is very like embarrassing, and it's like, dude, I feel like I'm gonna get my ass whipped for doing this.
And did you?
I don't remember.
times?
I don't remember, but I remember being scared.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't have been though.
You shouldn't have been scared?
No,
How come?
because now it's like if my kids want something, I got you. Back then, my parents didn't really have that. So I didn't really. I was stealing food stamps from my parents. To go to Bon Fair to buy food. I was opening my piggy bank, my little piggy bank, to take money out of it because I didn't have no money
To eat.
to eat. Yeah,
Basic need.
Yeah, so I would really be in the store stealing food, like because I was hungry. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, that would be me.
What do you think that did to like your psyche? How do you think that impacted you?
It messed me up.
Yeah.
It messed me up because it really messed me up. Because I knew I was doing something that was wrong. And it didn't feel right. But why do these kids have everything? Why do their pantry look all full and
Colorful.
and why do you know what I mean? I had those friends, those white friends.
Yeah.
That every time we went over there, it was just always a treat. We'd be eating pizza, and we would go swimming, and it's just like, but I couldn't stay the night. But sometimes I didn't care. Even if I couldn't stay the night, I stayed the night anyways. I'll deal with it later. I'm gonna have my fun now, but I'm gonna get my ass whooped later.
Dang. So you had to carry that around. Were you able to? Oh,
yes.
that's not fun.
Facts.
So after the party's over, whatever it was, and
I'm
you're
gonna get my
heading
ass
home,
whooped.
what did that feel like?
Yeah,
Terror.
I felt. I don't know what the feeling is, man. It was just like.
Just anxiety.
It was anxiety for sure. It messed with my mental health a lot, and there were times where, I grew up breakdancing. I was a professional breakdancer at a young age, but we practiced every day, like how I am in the studio now. That's what I was doing back then, breakdancing, like every day. And there was this time where we had shirts made. It was this professional breakdancing crew from Vallejo called Crazy Phase Crew. But, I perfected a few moves that they initiated me that night, and I was ecstatic because think about it. It's like you're skateboarding with your friends, and then you see Tony Hawk pull up and try to skate with you guys, and you're like, yo, Tony Hawk is doing some moves that is out of this world. Like, what are we doing? Ollies? Tony Hawk is doing like, I don't know what the moves are called, but he's doing some crazy
He
stuff.
invented his own.
He flipping boards like 10 times before
Yep.
he lands on his feet. So, that's what these guys were doing when they came to our garage where we were breakdancing.
Yeah.
They were like spinning on their heads, taking off their shoes, holding it out, and just like doing crazy moves. And back then, we didn't know of gymnastics. Now I'm like, yo, those guys were like gymnasts in our garage.
For sure.
Yes, and I'm
For
like,
sure.
I want to be like that. That what we're doing right now is down here. These guys are up there. And that's when I knew.
So you wanted to level up.
Yeah, I wanted to level up. And I realized I reevaluated myself and just figured that, dude, I have a lot of work to do to get to that point. And I think that discipline that I had with my buddies, and we all, you know, helped each other and learned from each other, it really like gave me a crazy work ethic. You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
you're known for that. Like, you're known for like a detailed oriented perfectionist grinder, telling artists you suck, try it again. Like, but also super gentle with mentees. So
Yeah.
you're also known for giving back and for taking people under your wing. You help Aaron Lee find his voice, and look at
That's
him now.
my boy, you know, and I still
dude.
help him find his voice. I know he
Yeah.
got his wings, he's spreading his wings and he's
Yeah, he
flying,
is.
but I really, every once in a while, I'll reconnect with him like, Aaron, don't forget, like, you still need to work hard. You still need to practice.
I love that.
You know, like, you know, you're not Chris Brown yet. You
And
know?
even when you are, how do you keep,
still,
you know?
I just say, hey, don't forget where you came from. You still need to record with me because I'm going to get the best out of you. You know?
Yeah.
But I let him do his thing. I mean, there are some songs that I think that he has and they may like it, but me, I cringe over it.
Because you know he can do better.
I know that he can do better. And I know certain riffs and runs and things, harmonies that he's doing, it could have been way better.
Dude, that's cool.
And not only I'm saying this, but I can actually show him how.
So the toughness is with love.
Yes.
I love that, dude.
Yes, I have to. I love with you know, I carry my heart on my shoulders. You know, these people that I work with, I feel like respectfully, they're like my children. Like I used to want to be an artist. I wanted to sing, but you know, I found what I'm good at and I lived through them.
Did you always have that work ethic, or do you think it came from like what you went through being hungry as a kid?
Well, it came from what I went through, and obviously my parents, they're very hard workers, and they're gardeners, and they work every day. They work through the rain, they work through
It's hot here.
holidays,
Yeah.
and I've worked with them. I've went out there and gardened with them, and they would pay me whatever X amount of dollars. Like, Mom and Dad, I can't do this. This is like really like physical work. This is like farming. This is like more than farming in the hot heat.
Yeah.
I'm like, my mom is like barely 5 foot. She's carrying a leaf blower, bro. Like, that would break my back. My parents are very strong. Like,
And that's before battery ones, so it's heavy.
yes,
Gas.
these are gas ones. My parents are heavy. Like, yes. So I got my work ethic from my parents, my hustle from my parents. Like, when we were younger, my dad grew his gardening business. I remember driving. Actually, we had workshops where, you know, it would be all of us. My auntie and my mom would be feeding us porridge, and my cousins and, you know, my siblings would be in a circle. Like, I would be folding pockets. My sister would be cutting the templates, and my aunt, you know, years later, I mean, you know, we realized that my auntie and my mom were making clothes
Wow.
for my
So the whole
aunties.
family was grinding
Yes,
together.
what? Well, we were making pockets. I was 4. I don't know what we're doing, but you know, now that we're older, I look back. I'm like, my mom and my auntie had a sweatshop, and my auntie, she had a whole a pop up, like she sold clothes in her store, and we were making those clothes. Back then, you know, we used to put my dad's flyers in a plastic bag, and we would have mountains of rocks, and we would like one of us would
Yeah,
put
the rocks in the
rocks in the bag. One of us would put the flyer, fold it, put the flyer in. The next person would put a few rocks in there, and then third person would put a rubber band around it. And we would do big black garbage bags of them, and we would drive around all the neighborhoods and throw them in people's driveway.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Okay, well that explains.
that explains.
So that's the work ethic, and then that fifth gear you have, where you're like, "Hey, I'm gassed, but I'm gonna keep pushing."
Yeah.
That could come from like that hunger as a kid.
that comes from being broke. That comes from having nothing.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, it's just trying. Really, that fifth gear is trying harder and harder. Like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just like, we're ready to defeat it. I mean, at what point are we just going to give up? You know, I mean, there's nothing. If you're down here, there's no more downwards you can go. It's only up from there. Wow. You know what I mean?
That's a good positive out. What about growing up Vietnamese? Like, what were the hard parts of that and the good parts of that? Did you embrace your culture?
I mean, it was a lot of racism growing up. You know, I mean, I went to Riverview Middle School, and there was like Asian crew, and there was like the brothers and sisters over there, and there would be like the white crew. It was like very segregated, but it was a lot of diversity though. growing out there. There's a lot of, Indians. It was a mixture of, of race, but I think it all like came together when it came down to sports, dancing, arts and crafts. That's when, you see in everybody, all the colors together.
Yeah. So the arts, there's
yes,
no color in art.
There is no colors.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah. There was no colors. Yeah. But,
when did you go from like, hey, I like music, I got hip hop background with breakdancing to I want to do this for a living?
dang, I didn't, man. I grew up loving music though. I used to sing in choir. I played in the band in elementary, sang choir in elementary, and we used to go around the Bay Area singing, Christmas carols in San Francisco, Concord. We would be all over the Bay Area singing Christmas carols and, every holiday, things like that. But that's what helped me like find my love for music. And my dad was a singer. My uncle played the guitar. So growing up, my parents and uncles and his friends, they would eat. My mom and aunties and all of her friends would cook for all the guys, and they would gamble and they would sing with the live band, play the drums and play with the live guitar, and I'll be in the room, playing video games with my cousins.
But still absorbing the...
Yes,
but
then
awesome.
I knew how to sing Vietnamese songs. I had a few songs that I memorized. I didn't know what it meant. I was just riding around with my dad, and he would play these songs all the time, and I just mastered singing them, and they would always come bother me to come out and sing for the uncles and the aunties, and I would sing all over the place, like baby showers, barbecues. They would always ask me to go sing. And I would always wear a hat like I am now, and they would take my hat off and pass it around and put money in it.
Oh, wow.
So when I was done with these 2 songs, the only 2 songs I knew, I would have money.
Okay.
And I'm like, I was always broke. I'm like, I like this feeling. I can buy my own Nintendo now. If I keep doing this, I can buy what I like. I can buy my own candy. I can buy my own cap gun. Just the little things, that you see your cousins. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. My cousins that I was telling you about, my mom's nephews, well, they're into selling everything.
Okay.
I mean, their mom owned a sweatshop. They always drove a nicer car than ours. Our family did. They always had the nicer things. When you go over to their house, they would literally be selling candy bars out of their closet and lollipops and stuff.
So
I'm like,
hustling.
I was like, I didn't like that though. Like, why are you selling me? I was like,
because what didn't you like about it?
Because they knew we didn't have much.
Okay. So the fact they were selling to their friends and profiting off that.
And no, selling to their family. I would be in there buying.
True.
So I was just like, I had a devious mindset back then. I was like, I'm coming and I'm taking all this.
Yeah, you could have charged me for him.
Yes, that was
Come on, cuz.
that was the time that I was on. That was I was, I wouldn't say rebellious, but I grew up with a lot of anger.
I can imagine, man. Hungry, abuse.
Yeah, and not having the nice shoes and you see everybody wearing nice stuff and didn't have that. We grew up wearing neon windbreakers and stuff,
Where did that manifest for you, the anger? How did that show up?
I think it had a lot to do with my abuse and all the parents and the family members like labeling me as a black sheep, he's like a black person or like, he's ghetto, so that I growing up being Asian, it was hard because, I have a Vietnamese name, it's my name's Quoc.
Yeah.
And it stands for, country. It's a very popular thing that you would see in Vietnam, like my name is Quoc, Quoc. But I got made fun of a lot. But, I battled that with my talent.
Breakdancing at that time?
Breakdancing, and I was drawing. I was an artist. I drew graffiti. I was graffitiing. And I had a light bulb moment when I was at a friend's house. And he was a white person, right? But his dad, nice house, very nice, right?
The treats, the safety.
Yeah. And then I would go over there and I would be looking at the family portraits and things like that. And I would see a signature on the bottom. And I'm like, bro, the signature means someone drew it. And I asked my friend, I forget what his name was, but I was like, bro, who drew this? Did someone draw this? He's like, my dad did. And it was like it looked like a Kodak picture.
Wow.
And at this time, I'm drawing like comics. I'm drawing Ninja Turtles, X-Men. And I'm like, I want to draw like that. I want to draw like that. And I swear, every night I would draw for like 7, 8 hours. And every piece that I drew, I would always bring it out to my parents. Like, Dad, does this look like Michael Jordan? Does this look like Tupac? Does this look like, all my idols that I, idolized back then? And man, what do you know? I had got like a scholarship to the art academy.
Oh, wow.
Just drawing, like,
damn, dude. So you took in all that pain, and instead of like, you channeled it into something productive.
Creative.
Wow.
Like,
Did you ever get into drugs or anything, or drinking, smoking weed, hard drugs?
I smoked weed a lot growing up. I mean, I started smoking weed when I was 9 years old, out of a can, a beer can. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
with the holes in the carb on the side.
Yes,
I
my
started
Mexican
at like
homies
11.
from Pittsburgh. I mean, I blame them, but I love them to death.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, yeah, and I channeled all of that anger and stuff that I was going through with sports. I played soccer. I was very good at soccer, basketball, volleyball. My dad was a volleyball player, so we would be at the park every day, and I would be out there selling sodas out of a cooler. And my dad would play volleyball with his friends, and I got really good at volleyball. I was very competitive, and everything I did, I wanted to win doing it. Like if I go play a pickup game, I would yell at you and tell you to play some defense.
Huh.
And if you don't pass me the ball, I'm going to get it.
Just one speed in everything you do.
Yes.
No matter what you do, you're going to do your best work that you can possibly. I
yeah,
respect that.
Honestly, I've been asked to be a part of a lot of things, and I felt like it was some great opportunities that I was, came across me, but I didn't go through with it because I felt like if I couldn't commit fully, then I wouldn't want to do it because the integrity, that I have, and I don't like half-assing nothing, and if I start something, I'm gonna finish it. It might take me longer by myself. But I learned that it's a lot quicker when you have a team.
When did you learn that?
When did I learn that? I mean, a team is really hard to, get together.
For sure.
It's very hard. And I've tried with countless friends and groups of people that I respected and I believed in.
Teach you a lot about loyalty and honesty.
Yes, and it's failed so many times. And I'm still struggling with it now. But I have a loyal group of friends that are always there for me, regardless what I'm going through. I mean, what they're going through, they still come and help me when it comes down to it, So, I wouldn't even say it's a team, it's like a family, because I know that if I'm not there, the ship isn't going to move. I mean, I can't expect nobody to do what I do and how I do it with my clients.
With the intensity, you mean?
The intensity and the intention.
Okay.
And the integrity. Yes.
What do you mean
and the
by
passion.
integrity?
Integrity meaning like no shortcuts.
Ooh. So your best effort, when you lay down at night, you have to know I did my best.
Yeah, because if I don't do my best and this artist is coming to me, paying me top dollar for help, and I'm not giving them all that I got.
Yeah, that's wrong.
It would be, I wouldn't feel right about it.
I respect that, dude.
Yeah.
What's the hardest lesson you had to learn on like loyalty or dishonesty?
Oh.
And when building a team or just dealing with people in
just
general?
don't over rely on people and depend on people too much, because people will let you down. And that's tough to say because, I mean, even your closest friends will let you down because they got their own lives too. So, I mean, it's not even like letting you down, but it's like you can't expect. And, the entitlement stuff,
Yeah.
I don't feel entitled to anything. I like to work for everything.
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Selling sodas and having to
Yeah.
make your own clothes. You saw young, hey, if you want something in life, it comes with a price.
Yeah.
You got to move.
You know me, I was designing clothes. I was painting on clothes before people started painting on clothes. You know what I mean? Like I was doing that a long time ago. Like, the LED stuff in the studios, I was doing that 20 years ago.
Huh.
People just started doing that now.
That's sick.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I normally don't come out and be talking about.
Hey, that's what this is for, man.
But I'm just saying that I had a vision,
Mm-hmm.
and I stuck to it, and I'm still sticking to it. And my vision's way beyond what it is now. I feel like I still haven't gotten to where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's making me like even more hungry. Like I still work like I have nothing. Yeah.
Wow. How old were you when you saw that or formed that vision?
Oh, how old was I? I remember living in the Tenderloins in San Francisco with one of my best friends. His name is Rolly. But back then I ran away from home because I was tired of being abused, and it was my safe place being with him because he always, picked me up, when I was stranded and when I was being abused. He would be waiting around the corner for me, and I would just run outside and knew that he would be around the corner waiting for me, and we would just take off. And he was going through a lot of stuff at the time too, but when we were together, we smoke weed and just like
Dude, I'm glad you had that, man. And you're still friends with him? You're still close?
Yeah.
Is he part of your inner circle?
He is part of my inner circle. I mean, we had our differences in the past, but I know that I don't forget about the people who were there for me along the way.
Before you were cueing the beat.
Yeah, and I don't know. I just can't forget that. I don't care what we go through. I will still love you, even if it's from a distance. But he was somebody that was there for me, and we lived in the Tenderloins, and he bought a 4-track recorder from the pawn shop. Yeah.
Enter music into your life. Okay, so it was with him.
And he had got a little bit of money, and he went and bought a keyboard. It was the XP80, the Roland XP80 from Guitar Center, and I swear I was making beats on that thing. And
was it natural? Like, did you like it right away?
I played by ear.
Okay.
But yeah, I liked it right away.
You weren't taught it?
No.
Wow.
I played by ear, made the beats by ear, used all the drums, the factory drums. But, years later, I've learned that let's not use factory drums. And I learned that from my friend Cosmo, actually.
Okay.
He gave me a lot of drums that I was like, bro, I need those sounds.
Yeah.
I need those sounds, the drums, and I can play any sound, or, synth sounds, or any sounds on the keyboard, and it'll make my beats sound better, more warm and bigger, But yeah, that's when I discovered my passion for like recording and making music. And I didn't know that I can make money off of it. I just knew that it made me happy. I knew that it helped me.
That's awesome.
It made me like
another outlet.
Yeah, it gave me an outlet, and it made me, I don't know. It just made me happy. It just helped me through depression. Music does. It helped me through like breakups with women.
Yeah.
It helped me through my depression, the abuse and all that stuff.
You went through depression when you were young? I would imagine, yeah.
Heck yeah.
What did that look like when you would get depressed?
I don't know. It was just dark. Sometimes I didn't want to live no more. I had those moments, I had those moments where I'm like, man, I'm an adult. I'm still living that. I was sleeping on my friends' couches. I slept on Cosmo's couches. And, when I came to Sacramento, I had nowhere to go. But I had too much pride to go back to my parents' house because I'm an adult now, and I chose.
You came here by yourself?
I came to Sac.
Or without your parents, I should say.
Without my parents.
Wow, I didn't know that, dude.
I was with this one girl.
Respect.
Yeah, I was living with this one girl, and we had our own apartment in Daly City. And
my mom's from Daly City.
Yeah, I used to live off of John Daly.
Okay.
Yeah, behind the Burlington Coat Factory in those apartments.
So you came here with her?
Yeah, I came here with her. She was doing the school thing. I was doing my producing stuff, and she would come home from work and school, and I would be in here recording some guys in my house.
Having fun.
Yeah, she would say it was fun. I didn't have a job. I was just going to school, getting my little grant money and things like that. But I was still broke, and I'm recording these people for maybe $20. It was nothing substantial at all. It was just a passion of mine, and I love doing it. And, I was just trying to make a name for myself, And, so, we both, the girl that I was with at the time, we both moved to Sacramento because her parents resided in Sacramento. She was coming out here for some courses, prerequisites for her transfers and things like that. And that thing fell apart. And I swear, man.
The relationship fell apart? Oh, no.
And then once it fell apart, that broke me. I went into a complete depression.
So you were in love with her?
I was in love with her. She was my first love. Yes.
Oh, that's rough, dude.
She knows she knows who she is. She called me years later on Facebook, on Instagram, and she's like, oh, I see you're still at it, and I'm so proud of you. And it made me feel so good.
That's awesome.
It's weird.
That's really cool, man.
It's so weird. And when she broke up with me, her parents, they loved me. They adored me, and they gave me an opportunity to you know, they had purchased this condo in Carmichael, and it was an empty condo, 2-story, maybe 2 bedrooms in there, I remember. And I converted one of the rooms. Well, they gave me an opportunity to work for them at like $10 an hour, stay there, board free. And
That's a big break in life.
yes,
dude.
they
That's
let
a
me live there
break.
for like 3-4 months, and I just remodeled their whole house with her stepdad, and I painted the whole inside of the house, upstairs and downstairs, by myself. And they paid me to do that, and I converted one of the 2 bedrooms into a studio. I literally didn't have a bed. I just woke up underneath my studio desk. My closet was my booth. I had like maybe like, you know, some clothes in a suitcase, and that's all I had.
Damn.
I swear that's all I had, bro.
Wow.
I at this time, I was driving an MX-6, like headlights falling off of it, and it broke down eventually, and I went for a while without a car. So I was struggling, bro. I was really struggling, bro.
How did artists find you to come record?
Artists found me because I was working. I wasn't working, but I was going to ARC at the time.
Okay.
And I met a few people, you know, that, you know, we vibed and clicked, and I was at Hitwork Studio. It's a studio, a well-known studio in Sacramento back then. My friend Kendrick, rest in peace, he passed away, but he was a OG, and he had the studio, and everyone in Sacramento recorded. E40, Be Legit, everyone that was notable back then in Sacramento, they recorded there. So I would be around there slanging my little beats. I had my keyboard, and I mean, I didn't, they already had producers in there. So, you know, I'm like just a guy like coming around like, yeah, I make beats too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'd be around, but I just wanted to be around. I wanted to be in the space. I just wanted to admire people and just be like, yo, you're dope.
Yeah.
And I would, some people would look at it as like, yo, you riding this dude too much, you know, but I was just like, yo, I want to be like you. And they would laugh it off, but I was serious. I was really serious.
Yeah.
Like there was some people from SAC that I really was like, yo, you're the guy. I love the sound that that you're creating from the studio. I'm like, how can I achieve that with you? Or how can you teach me? How can I learn? But I don't know.
So humble. You were just hungry and humble,
yeah,
like
but
willing to learn. And...
yeah, but I felt like they never really taught me what I wanted to learn. So I had to find out my own way. Yeah, because, you know, my friends used to clean the toilets to get studio time there, you know, and when we got studio time there, the engineer wasn't there. You know, the engineer who was running the studio. Yeah, we were in
so
there.
you had to learn how to be an engineer?
Everything was self-taught. Yeah, I got my first Pro Tools set up after the 4-track and the 16-track, you know, analog recorders. You know, this is before Pro Tools.
Dang.
Like back then, I made a beat and I sold the beat, and someone gave me a whole computer with the Logic setup and the mixing board that I just had it for looks. I was just happy to have more equipment, you know what I mean? And I was like, yo, I just made a beat, and this guy gave me a whole computer and a mixing board. And then I sold another beat after that for a whole Motif ES8 keyboard. At that time, that keyboard was $3,200.
Okay.
And I traded some beats for that, and I'm like, yo, I'm onto something.
Yeah.
People are valuing me. A light bulb moment.
That must have felt so good.
Yes.
To feel valued
I'm like, yes.
that.
I'm like, yo, these people like my beats, so I'm trading, you know, I'm bargaining. Yeah, and so eventually, you know, I started charging, and then, you know, that it was a low wage at the time. I was working at KFC, I was working at Togo's, I was cleaning swimming pools. I became the manager at Togo's. I became an assistant manager at KFC, so I was going hard at everything I did, you know, while going to school. But school wasn't for me. I dropped out in the first, like, second semester. You know, I was like, bro, I'm driving to Fremont to go to Ohlone when I was living in the Bay Area doing that. It was a lot of work, bro. I was like, man, I can't do this. Even going to ARC, that was very short-lived.
Yeah, American River College.
Yeah, and, you know, my instructor at the time, his name is Eric Chun at ARC. He's now retired, but he was a Chinese instructor, a music instructor. But he was so organic. He wasn't like conservative type of teacher, you know. If you wanted to show up, you could show up. If you don't want to show up, he wouldn't be on your helmet like that, you know. But a lot of teachers would be like, yo.
Oh, for sure.
You know, but he wasn't like that. He didn't pressure you to show up.
So that probably made you want to go more.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes, and,
Yeah.
and the fact that he was Asian and he's showing us his resume and what he's done and all the sponsorship that he's gotten through his career, and his studio in Auburn is fully decked out.
And was that the first time you'd seen somebody Asian with success? Oh, that must have been
He
cool,
lit a fire
man.
in my ass.
I bet
telling
it
you.
did.
And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, years later, I brought business to him, and I did business with him, and I felt
goosebumps,
so
dude.
good.
That's
I
so
like,
cool.
like, Mr. Chun, I admired you. Like, I'm so happy. Where he's came to my studio and he's like, wow, he can't believe what I built. Like, this is my teacher that I admired.
To fill the audience in, dude. So your studio is its own presence in Sacramento. I mean, it is the place in Sacramento. Post Malone, Swae Lee, Jada. I mean, it's where people come when they're in town and they want to record. It is the sound of Sac.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say I'm the only studio, but yeah, it's one of the notable studios. You know, there's a lot of talented people in Sac, and I salute to everyone who's trying, because doing what we do, doing what we do is not easy, and to pay that rent, doing what we do is very hard. And you know, I salute to all the studios, to the littlest, to the biggest studios, and to the hole in the wall studios. You know, keep it going, and you will get there. You know, you will get further than me. You know, if you keep going harder. You know, because I'm not even where I want to be. So you know, catch up. Because I'm still going.
That's sick.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not stopping, you know, but you know, I don't, you know, I'm not confrontational with my clients. If they go over there, then that's fine. It doesn't bother me. It really doesn't. Because I don't even advertise my studio. I don't.
That's crazy.
I don't advertise. It's all word of mouth. I mean, I will post on my Instagram, you know, I have an opening today, but I don't go as far as advertising, paying for ads. You know, all my followers are all organic. Like, I know almost every single person that I'm following. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, it's all organic for me, you know, and, you know.
What was your breakthrough in music? Like your moment where you're like, oh shit, I leveled up. Like,
oh, you want to know?
Yeah, yeah.
You really want to know?
I definitely do.
It's kind of, I mean, it's so cool, I think, because at this time, what was I doing? I forget. I think I was living in Roseville off of Gibson here.
Okay.
But this one weekend I was in Las Vegas for a music conference with Cosmo, and I seen Ron Artest when he played for the Kings, and I was like, I'm a huge sports fan. Like, you know, when I see us, you know, rarely when we do see an athlete in person, I'm like, yo, that's so-and-so, you know? But this time, when we were at the Palms Hotel at this music conference, I was with Cosmo. We were just like, you know, hanging out. We might have been tipsy off some Patron or something. And I'm like, yo, Cos, that's Ron Artest.
That's Ron Artest.
He plays for the Kings, and I think he does music, this and that. I'm going to go give him a beat CD. Because, you know, we had our beat CD because we were out there networking.
You're going to shoot your shot.
I shot my shot.
Oof.
And
Gotta shoot your shot, man.
And I gave him my CD, and, you know, respectfully, Cosmo was like, nah, you know, I want to give my CDs, the couple little CDs I have left, to rappers, you know. So I was like, okay, I'll give my CD to Ron, because I'm a huge sports fan, even if he just listens to it, whatever. I didn't think nothing of it, you know. And weeks later, I get a DM in my MySpace, and it was just like this MySpace profile. It only had like maybe 200 to 500 followers, and he had Ron Artest's page. The real page had like a couple 100,000.
Wow.
So I'm like, why is this bootleg 200 follower page is, you know, reaching out to me about a beat that I made? And I didn't believe that it was him. I didn't believe that it was him.
Well, yeah.
And basically he gave me a number to reach out to, and it was his publicist. And they were like, oh yeah, we want to pay you for this beat. You know, Ron really likes this beat, so and so forth, right? And I'm like, wow, that's cool. I got paid $500 for the beat, right?
Wow.
And I was broke at this time. I'm really broke. I'm struggling. You know, I dang near was living with a girl, wasn't even helping her out with the rent.
Yeah. And not to mention, like, calculate inflation. $500 back then was a lot.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, Ron reached out to me. You know, gave me the number to the publicist. They paid me for the beat, and then, you know, that was that. And just weeks later, on a random weekend, you know, every weekend back then, I used to go to my parents' house, you know, driving from Sacramento to the Bay Area to visit them, you know, in the East Bay. My parents still live in the East Bay. But man, Ron reached out to me on, you know, he's so spaced out. You know, he you know, those athletes, I call them aliens because they're on their own time.
Oh yeah.
You know, and come to find out, you know. You know? So Ron hits me randomly like, yo, this is Ron Artest. I want to come to the studio. And I was like, word. I get off the phone. I quickly call my mom. I'm like, Mom, I can't make it this weekend. I'm talking to her in Vietnamese. She doesn't even understand what's going on.
Okay.
I'm like, Mom, he plays basketball. Like
big deal.
He's like a.
It's my big break.
Yeah, he's like millionaire. He's rich and this and that.
It's Ron Artest,
Yeah,
man.
but my mom doesn't know who Ron Artest is. She doesn't
Okay.
watch sports, and it's almost like I couldn't even, you know, explain it to her, the magnitude of it, you know. And Ron pulls up with sandals, organic, like a practice t-shirt from the Sacramento Kings. He was smoking a cigar from what I remember. He had no socks on, toes all hanging over the edge of his of his sandals and everything. And Ron comes in, I record him. I took a picture with him. If you guys go on my page, Q Made the Beat on my IG, you will see the picture of him with me standing next to him, all smiley face, and he's wearing a warm-up Sacramento Kings. That was the first time he ever came to my studio.
Wow.
And Ron did not leave me alone after that.
Really? So you guys clicked?
We
Yeah,
clicked
good
automatically. Short period after that, you know, he invites me to his house, and now I'm building a studio in his house. He's calling me all the time in the wee hours of the morning and the night, 2 a.m. Q, I want to come to the studio. I'll wake up like this,
Yes, sir.
and I'm
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
And so I'm on call now. I'm like, okay, whatever he wants to do, I'm with it.
Grinding.
Yeah, I'm grinding. And now this time I'm living in Roseville. I'm driving from Roseville to Northgate. Like, he doesn't know what I'm going through. He doesn't know how broke I am. He doesn't know how far I live. I don't care. I'm
not
doing
gonna
this.
know. You'll
He's
be
not
there.
going to know. So I showed up every time he called me. Never asked him for money. I didn't even know what to charge him. I didn't even know how to charge him. You know, I didn't know what to ask for. I didn't even know if I was going to ask.
And did you have mentors at this time to like?
No.
So even the business side of this is self-taught for you.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, you
Damn,
know,
Q.
when it came down to it, at this time, I was close with Cosmo, but, you know, Cosmo is somebody that I love, but I never, you know, I was never like, yo, Cosmo, what are you doing? I want to be a part of that. No, I always just keep my distance and let people ride. I don't like intruding on people's business too much unless I'm invited or, you know, they give me the invitation. Right? So I'm just doing my thing with Ron or whatever, recording them, whatever. And, you know, months later, he takes me to Jack's Urban Eats. And this is when their arena, they played off of Arco, off of Truxell.
Arco Arena, yep.
And he takes me to Jack's Urban Eats for the very first time I ever been there. We eat, we have lunch, great lunch. It's the first time I had like a barbecue chicken sandwich from there. I remember.
So good.
With
good.
with like some garlic fries, right? I'm like, this is amazing. This is like a really, this is a
'cause
real barbecue sandwich.
You'd been broke. You're
I was
eating
broke.
just whatever.
I'm eating McDonald's and Wendy's and sharing meals from Taco Bell with my boys. You know what I mean? And just eating off my boys' plates. It was like really bad. You know, I'm telling you. I'm eating at this place, Jack's Urban Eats in Natomas, and this meal was so good. The chicken was so good, right? But after this, my point is, after eating this lunch with him, he gives me like a couple $1,000.
Wow.
It might have been 5,000.
And how long you'd been working with them at that time?
I want to say like maybe 2.5, 3 months.
Oh, so 2.5, 3 months, you're just on call doing whatever, grinding.
Never asked him for
Never
anything.
asked. Goosebumps again. Dude,
I never asked him for
love
anything
this,
because
dude.
I know that
Damn it. That's
if I asked him for money, that could jeopardize my position and, you know, his trust maybe.
for sure. That was good
because
intuition.
money is like a very sensitive subject, especially even now today. I mean, I'm more outspoken now, and I demand what I want, and I ask for what I feel like I'm deserved. But
You earned that right.
yeah, but I work for it though.
Yeah, you did.
You know, and I have, you know, the leverage to ask. But back then I didn't know how to. But when he blessed me, it changed my life. Like, not like, you know, I didn't go and buy a Ferrari or nothing, but I was
What did
broke.
it do?
What did I do? I put it back in my studio. What else am I going to do with the money?
Dang.
I wanted to buy my next dream piece of gear.
That's a responsible decision.
Yes, I never, I wore the same clothes every day. You know, I just wanted this new piece of gear. I wanted the newest Pro Tools. I wanted the newest interface. I wanted a better microphone. I wanted a bigger space. Yeah, so that moment when I met Ron, it changed my life because he took me in. He brought people around me. he would come hang out. My boy Gotti, shout out to Gotti. He was part of Mobb Deep. You know, their tour manager. He was part of the whole crew. He had the dragon tat right here and everything. And, you know, and I was like, Gotti is the coolest. And you know, when Ron was in there, he was there. He would come hang out with me all the time because he had to drop Ron off at the Arco, and he would come and just pull up off of Pell Street off of Northgate, which is really close, an exit away from the arena. So he would always come bother me and hang out with me in the studio. Gotti would. Gotti told Ron one day, yo, son. You know how New York people talk?
Yeah.
Yo, son, you got to put Q on the payroll, son. Like, and you know, just, you know, Ron put me
And
on
you
the
would never ask for it.
Yeah, he put me on the payroll.
Wow.
I was on the payroll. I'm not going to say how much I was getting, but I had a check coming in and all I did was music. Now I'm going to Ron's house. Everywhere Ron's going now, I'm invited to the club. I'm going clubbing with Ron. He wants to come to the house. He leave me there at the house by myself. Sometimes I'm like, yo, Ron really trusts me to leave me here by myself. I feel uncomfortable at times, but man.
And this whole time you weren't doing this for money. You're just following what's fulfilling you and providing you peace.
Yes. I mean, for Ron,
flows.
I wasn't doing it for money with Ron. No, I was doing it for the relationship. But for the other people, you know, my peers and the people in the community, yeah, I was making $20, 25 an hour. You know, it was just something very small to pay my little $400 rent, you know?
I mean, when you set out to music, it wasn't for money.
Never. I've been doing music way before even the thought of making money, you know what I mean? And, you know, like, remember the time I did make money was when I was singing Vietnamese songs at you know, the family recitals and baby showers and things like that, weddings and stuff. I made a little money. I got a little taste of what it could be, you know, and I wanted to be a singer growing up. You know, I performed, I sang at the talent shows and this and that, and I was breakdancing and things like that. My dad said, you do too many things. Find one thing and stick to it.
That's actually really good advice.
He told me that.
Huh.
And I'm like, Dad, I love drawing. Like, I love drawing Michael Jordan. You know, like real, like it's Michael Jordan. Like, there's no way, like, so real. And my parents like, yo, Q, he's very talented.
And that was self-taught as well?
Self-taught. Self-taught. I swear, there was no YouTubes and how-to back then.
No, there wasn't.
Self-taught.
Yeah.
Shading, the
Very little
blending.
Google. You know, we didn't even have
None
that.
of that. I'm telling you, and the same thing with Pro Tools. All self-taught until I came around Cosmo. He would show me little tips here and there, and then he would introduce me to other people that, you know, engineers and his peers that I would look up to. You know, they were his friends, but they were celebrities in my eyes. You know what I mean? People like Rick Rock, One Drop Scott, Mac Dre's producer. You know, a lot of legendary producers. Tone Capone produced I Got Five on it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm at Tone Capone's house.
Love that song.
Like I'm looking at his HD Pro Tools setup, and I'm at home with the inbox. I'm like, bro, I want an HD setup so bad. Back then, the HDs, until now, the HD setups are like $5,000-$10,000 still.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but man, Ron changed my life, and everywhere Ron went from that point on, I was there with him.
And do you think you've been anybody's big break?
I wouldn't say big break, but
You've mentored a lot of people.
I mentor a lot of
for
people, and
sure.
I put a lot of money in other people's pockets and never asked for anything because I was still trying to prove myself, and I still wanted people to value me, you know, and trust me. You know, like, hey, I got you $2,500 for this verse. I didn't ask for nothing. You know, I didn't tell, I didn't even say it like that. I was like, yo, bro wants a verse. 2,500 or whatever, 15,500 here, there, whatever. They would never be like, yo, here, bro, thanks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could have been like, yo, is there any room to get some money with you? Now I'm like that, and I'm like, yo, how can we make some money together?
Okay.
But back then I was just like, yo, do this, just to show people that I can make things happen. You know, I felt like that's how I can help build my value.
Yeah.
You know, and that might have been the wrong approach, maybe, in a sense, because I was broke and I could have used that little extra money that could have helped me. But, you know, it is what it is.
I think it's the right approach. It worked out.
Yeah, it did.
Did spirituality or religion play a part in your life? Or does it now? You consider yourself?
Yeah, now, the spiritual aspect, yeah, I always believed. You know, I mean, growing up, religion wasn't a thing in our family, and my parents obviously are you know, overseas. In my Vietnamese side, they're all Buddhists. You know, some of my sisters, they're they were baptized, they're Christians. So my parents never really said you're this and you're that, you know. We just
What
believe.
about you?
Me, I believe in God. I believe in the higher power. I believe in manifestation. I believe that, you know, that if I plant a seed, it will grow in the universe. As long as I water it, you know, and believe in it so much, something's going to grow out of that thing.
Huh.
It will happen.
You know, I feel like manifestation, that word should change to believe.
Yeah,
Because
believe.
that's really what it is.
It is.
Sometimes it gets presented as a way to cheat the grind, which is not possible.
No.
You cannot cheat
Integrity.
the grind. Yeah, there you go. But if you change it to believe, it becomes an exercise of, you know, faith, building self-confidence.
Yes.
So you believe in the universe type of stuff and the signs and coincidences, all that. But then the order of that is God.
Yes,
That's
God, for sure.
Okay.
It's God for sure. But I don't like to use the God too much because not a lot of, I mean, a lot of people obviously believe in God or whatever. But I feel like this God that we all worship, I think is all one God.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, different religions have a different picture of God, but I think it's one spirit, one higher power, you know, respectfully, you know.
Yeah, no, I totally understand that.
You know, I was forced to go to church when I was younger from my, you know, my sisters, you know, my in-laws and things like that, you know. Some churches were too like conservative. Some churches were easier to listen to the pastors and you get the message that you wanted. And it's like, oh, I appreciate that, you know. But I didn't really, for me, I just feel like sometimes things, you know, it's like, I don't know, it could take one rotten apple to ruin the whole batch, right? And it's like, I just felt like sometimes people use God and religion as a way to take advantage of people. And that's one thing that turned me off about it.
It does happen.
Yeah.
For sure.
So, I mean, you know, one bad cop will make all the cops look bad, right?
Yes.
But there's good cops out there.
Most of them.
Yeah.
Just like most people that are religious are good.
Yeah, yeah,
You know?
that's right.
But it does take one bad apple to give everybody else a bad rap.
Yeah.
So you're not religious now? More just higher
I just
power?
believe higher power.
Do you pray at all?
I pray all the time.
You do?
Yes.
That's sick, dude.
I pray to myself. I mean, I'm praying to, you know, the universe.
Yeah, well, it's all one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, God is essentially
my
everything.
God, yeah, for sure, for sure. Even when things are bad or when things are good, I still show my gratitude and my, you know, just, you know, you can't just pray when things are bad, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you ever pray for guidance and stuff?
All the time.
How do you get answers for that? Like, where do you get the guidance after?
It's tough, you know, I mean.
It's different for
It's
everybody.
tough, you know, but it's also good to have a support system. You know, I get a lot of support that way too, because sometimes I feel like God isn't answering my prayers, you know, and sometimes it may take a little longer because God is answering a lot of people's prayers and you're not the first person in line.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? There's other righteous people out there that he's answering their prayers. So you haven't been on a narrow path. So you're going to have to wait in the back of the line. So it isn't my turn yet. So, you know, in between time, I just, you know, reach out to the people that my support system and my mentors such as Cosmo. And, you know, Cosmo's like been like, you know, one of my rock friends, you know, my diehard friends from the beginning.
That's sick, dude. Wow.
He moved to Sac, didn't know no one out here.
Huh.
He asked me.
I reached out to him. He's always got a seat here, man, if he wants to come on.
I told him about you. Before I came here, I was talking about you, and I told him that, you know, he should do it because, you know, everybody loves Cosmo, you know, and he has so many stories. You would have to do a couple segments with him, you know, parts, because man, you know, Cosmo he's such a humble hippie, you know, and he doesn't talk. He doesn't really speak too much about what he does. I mean, this guy has platinum records, plaques unopened in boxes, like 20 Billboard plaques sitting in the corner collecting dust on the floor. I'm like, Cos, let's put all these on the wall. Like, let's appreciate your accomplishments. But he's just so humble. Like, he lets me do that. I was like, I'll put it up for him.
So is he a grinder too? Just like,
Grinder.
Screw all that. We're going to keep grinding.
Yeah. I mean, he still has like platinum records that I'm like, yo, can we open this? Let's just get a bottle and pop this open. Like, this is like 3 years old. It's been sitting on your floor.
Dude, so one thing, sorry, I itch here, but dude, creatives that live off being a creative, that's such a privilege. And the
Yes.
backbone of it for every single one of them is discipline and grinding. And I don't think people know that outside looking in. When you see the results of what you've done, or like a
Thank you.
like a Cosmo or a David Garibaldi or
Yeah.
a Philharmonic or
Yeah,
these
Phil,
people,
these guys
people
really
don't
grind it.
understand the the grind and the pain and what's gone into that.
Sacrifice.
And it is like, I don't, at least for me, I thought you wait for the creative process and then you move, but that's not at all what's going on. People are showing up at 9 in the studio like a job, and you start working and then it unfolds. And that's kind of crazy.
You know how they say the first in the gym and the last one to leave?
Yes.
That's me in the studio.
Okay.
You know, I'm there
Okay.
even when I don't have work. I'm there. I'm cleaning my toilet still. You know, I'm doing the things that a janitor would do still, and I take pride in that because no one's gonna clean my bathroom the way I clean it. I promise you. You know what I'm saying? When the lady comes and my female clients, or even a cute girl goes use my bathroom, she's gonna be like, this guy is super clean, and I'm gonna sit on the toilet. I'm not gonna squat over the toilet.
Yeah. And it represents how you must run the rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know,
That's how I really
important.
am. My studio is actually cleaner than my house. You know, obviously, I have kids at the house, but I take pride in my space. I can't work if my space is not clean or smells good. You know, you have to come by sometimes.
I'm down.
You got
dude.
to.
I gotta see
You
it.
got to come have a drink, man.
I'm in,
on your
dude.
off day.
Let's do it.
Yeah, this is cool. Come vibe out with me,
What do you want to leave with people? Any other story you want to tell?
man. I just want to say, you know, we're all chasing this dream of music. You know, I think we need a little more unity and try to collaborate more instead of competing against each other. You know,
I love that.
you know, I just feel like
What would that look like, the collaboration?
it would. I see. I'm wishfully thinking. It's just like
No, you're making the vision. We're,
well, it's
we're
just-
manifesting.
It almost feels like asking, you know, Mozzie to get along with Lavish D.
Okay.
It's like not gonna work.
Okay.
because
Okay.
you know everybody has their, you know, their own ways and that they want to do it. They want their own brand, and they want to stand on their own. They don't want to be like, oh, I work out of Q's, or you know, Q doesn't want to be working out of theirs. Hey, I don't care. You can take my sign down and put your sign up in my space. You know, but together, talented people together, I feel like it's way more powerful than separate, you know, like we're
For
separate
sure.
entities, you know what I'm saying? Because I just feel like, you know, when we're powerful and we're leaders in the community, we get together. If we get together, it helps us build value amongst each other, you know, with your association, you know, with certain people. It's like, oh, he's dealing with those people, then he must really be up there.
Yeah,
you know?
he's a yes. And
He's
that
one
is
of
true.
he's one of them. You know, I don't feel like that, but a lot of my friends, they tell me, Q, you're a celebrity. I'm like, no. He's like, no, I've been out of clubs with you and stuff, and how they just open the ropes and just let you walk in and everybody standing in line. That's like a celebrity treatment.
Yeah, you're just working. You're
Yeah, I'm just worried. I
grinding,
don't look at it
man.
like that.
Yeah, I know you
know,
don't.
but honestly, I got used to it. I can't lie about that. 'Cause,
Okay.
you know, I mean, you know, my friend played for the Lakers. I mean, I had numerous friends that played in the league, you know.
Yeah.
And I started with one, and that was Ron. But I met several different NBA players through different avenues, not just through Ron.
Huh.
So I'm meeting like NBA players just from different people, word of mouth, and I'm meeting all these athletes, football players. Eric Armstead been to my studio. He doesn't rap or nothing. He just popped up in my studio. I'm like,
Huh.
you know, I'm like, he plays for the 49ers at the
That's
time.
not, my brother played for the Raiders.
Yeah,
back
that's
in the
but
day.
that's pretty cool. You know, I'm like, wow, I'm getting to meet, you know, famous people, things like that.
Yeah.
But it's just, I think it's super cool, you know. But I don't look at myself as one of those. I feel like I'm regular and I work hard just like everyone else does.
Yeah.
And you
Dude,
know,
that's that background, man. Like,
yeah.
would you change your childhood if you could?
Certain things, you know, maybe the abuse and the I wanted to be more free. I wanted to be able to
So it wasn't that bad.
I wanted to play the drums when my uncles left the drums overnight. In the morning, my mom would come out and be like, it's too loud. But when I woke up, that was the first thing I looked at, the drum set in the corner, and I would go and start playing with the drums, and the toms and stuff, and my mom would just cut it off. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, she deprived me of that. I love my mom. Hey, mom, don't be mad. But my mom knows I do music now, and I'm making a way for myself doing music. But just the it's how ironic is that? Like, that's crazy, right? Like, I wanted to play the drums. Just imagine how good I would be now if my mom let me fiddle around with those drums. And I mean, there ain't much that I would change. I love, I think it's
part of your story.
It's part of the story, and we just gotta look forward and think of the positive. My dad's still here. My parents are still together, and every time we come together, it's just like everyone's smiling.
Your dad's good now?
Dad's straight. He still works hard. My parents are still gardeners, and I want them to retire someday, and that's why I work so hard. I mean, I'm not gonna
take care of them.
Oh, well, that's what I want to do.
I believe you will.
I'm sure I will. With 6 brothers and sisters, including me, it's like we're all gonna help them. Because we're all doing good.
That is beautiful.
It's not just gonna be me. It's gonna be a team effort. They birthed all of us, so you better contribute your part.
See, that's missing in our culture, I believe, in America.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to I don't give my opinions on stuff like that, but I just think that's beautiful. I do see that from immigrants or people in other countries. Like, the family is all one unit.
They work together.
Yeah.
They
yeah.
do.
And then, hey, we take care of the parents. We don't just put them off in a home and visit them once a week. We keep them close.
Bring the kids over there, and when you want to get
man.
out with the wifey and things like that. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing now. It's just like a bittersweet thing, and I don't know. I really wouldn't change it. I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't change it.
It's so much of your attitude, dude. You're very refreshing to
Thank
be
you.
around. Like, you've been,
Thank you.
to listeners, this is a very successful man.
Well, I'm not.
Well, see, there you go.
I'm not
there
where
you
I want to be. I mean, what is success? Is it financially, or is it like what is success? Being
Good
known.
question. What does it mean for you?
Success is.
What do you want?
I want my parents to not have to worry about working. That's success to me, and having a trust funds for all my kids, and
So it's nothing to do with you. You don't
nothing to do with me. I'm the last. I'm the last one to eat. What do you mean? And when I'm working, sometimes I don't even eat because I forget. I'm not worried about me. I always worry about other people. I know I'm gonna take care of myself.
That's why stuff keeps working out for you.
Yeah.
That's what we're here to do. Help each other.
That's right.
For sure.
And that's Aaron Lee. He was a client of mine.
Yeah.
And then he built a rapport with me, and he became my assistant.
Oh, wow.
Now he had the key to my studio, and I'm pushing him, and I wasn't holding his hand the whole way. He was just there for me as a good friend, and I didn't look at him as my assistant, but he was doing assistant things. When I'm out of town, he would go drive to the Bay Area to the jewelry store to get my jewelry. He would do things that my friends wouldn't even do.
Yeah.
I'm like, Aaron, you're a good dude, man.
Yeah.
And so
He's
whenever,
a good dude,
so I didn't have the money to pay him for this, but I would take him to concerts. We'll go backstage with Chris Brown. We'll go come through when Post Malone comes. When stuff that really happens from our hard work, you deserve to be there. And that's how I repay. Sometimes I can't repay people financially, but I will give them opportunities to make money.
Ooh. Which is
even
give
more.
a man a fish he eats once.
Yeah.
Teach a man a fish he eats forever.
He can go fish his own. That's what Aaron's doing right now. Aaron used to pay me. Now he's getting paid to sing.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah,
dude.
he's such an amazing human being. Very
really
selfless.
is.
Very selfless. Like, I have a client, that plays basketball. He was in town last night. He eventually canceled, but he was the basketball player, wanted hookah and things like that. I was like, Aaron, what are you doing? How far are you from the hookah lounge? Can you go pick us up some hookah and things like that? Oh, yeah, what do you need? Send it to me. He stepped away from being Aaron Lee for a moment.
Yeah.
And come back to help me out. That just shows his character.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That just shows you how much he values our relationship, our friendship, and that's team player right there.
Yeah.
So I know he's Aaron Lee, but what you guys see him, but I see him as a brother. Like he's the truth for sure.
Yeah, he did an episode. It's AARNONLE.
Oh yeah,
for the last name.
I gotta check it out. I mean, these guys just brought your platform to my attention. Now I gotta go watch all the interviews now.
Yeah, well, dude, Aaron's it was so fun.
Yeah.
Meeting with him, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. Philharmonic.
Feels
Great
dope.
episode.
Yeah.
Brian Yepes. he
Yeah,
came
Brian,
on.
that's the homie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Brian.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I don't even know how I met Brian. And it's weird how I met Brian. I just remember having
Another grinder, man.
Yeah,
Great.
but I just remember having, I don't know, probably I met him before this, but he was at the Post Malone concert and I had like an extra pass. And I was like, Brian, come on. I didn't even know that he was a producer.
Oh,
and
really?
He did what he does now. And
You just clicked with him?
I just clicked with him. Like, yeah, I just seen
He's
that
so
he was
nice, dude.
Yeah.
He's so nice.
But I threw him some alley-oops. He's doing his thing though, man. I'm proud of him. But Brian always looks out for me. He put me on to you, and he's brought a few plays to the studio. When he has clients from out of town, he always refers me to them. Mm-hmm. Sometimes they don't show up, but he still thinks about me and considers me, and I appreciate that.
That
Shout out to
always
Brian.
thinking successful people are generally thinking about other people more than themselves.
Yeah.
Or I should say the happiest, most fulfilled people.
Yeah, for me, when I'm out of town and I have a big client in town, I call one of my reliable engineers like, hey, I need you. They show up, they take their pictures, and it makes me smile. We both made money together.
That's sick, dude.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the bros sometimes like, yo, Q, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to introduce me to your celebrity client. Like they sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. Pause. But sometimes they're different levels of clients.
For sure.
I would expect for you to show up for my little clients as much as you would show up for the big ones.
Boom.
So you gotta treat everyone the same. So when I call you and I need you for a session, I would expect for you to show up, whether they're famous or not.
That's sick.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man. I think
Thank
that's
you for
important.
joining, dude.
Come on, man. Thank you for having me on the show, bro.
This is great.
Hey,
dude.
man.
Good to meet you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Surprise why you're successful and just refreshing to be
Thank
around
you,
dude.
man. I appreciate
There's
that.
a certain type of person that comes on this show, man, and they're generally secure in themselves. They are thinking about other people. I respect anybody that comes on and does this.
Thank
tells
you,
their personal
bro.
story.
Yeah, I mean, my success has a lot to do with Sacramento, and the talented artists out here.
Dude, we're blowing up.
Yeah.
Blowing up.
Bro, let me tell you something. Two of my buddies, they write for Chris Brown, Doja Cat.
Yeah.
Both of their names, Darius and Dominic, but they go as Black Tuxedo.
Oh.
They're my buddies, bro. I'm telling you, these guys, man, they wrote Chris Brown's residuals. They just won like 2 Grammys.
Wait, what's that? Those are is that the No, I'm thinking of someone else. Okay.
Yeah.
Black Tuxedo. Okay.
Black Tuxedo, they just won a couple of Grammys with Chris Brown. They wrote his song Residuals. Yeah, and they're from Sacramento, and bro, they used to sleep in my studio, like in LA.
That's crazy.
I seen their grind. I'm so happy for them. And maybe when they're in town, they need to come on your show.
I'm in, dude.
Man, these guys are
Always
fire.
a seat. Love to hear them.
Victoria Monet. You know about her? Victoria Monet.
No.
Do your research.
I will.
She's from Sacramento.
Okay.
She's written for Ariana Grande. She just won 3 Grammys last year.
Wow.
Yeah. On her own. With her own music, she won 3 Grammys.
Really?
Yeah. She might have won 4. I wouldn't be surprised. But Victoria Monet,
Come
shout out
on
to
now.
you, sister.
Yeah.
I got
Victoria
love.
Monet.
Yeah,
All right.
big. She's so dope. She dances. She's
I'll
like
look
a
her
triple
up.
threat. She writes and she sings. She's amazing.
Right on, dude. Hey.
Shout out Sacramento, man. I love y'all.
Sacramento.